What are we
Oh,
drinking?
I've got some red tonight.
Mmm.
Yeah, bit of it. It's fucking hanging, to be honest with you.
That'll help.
But some, well, obviously last night and all that, and then
Yeah.
I had to I had a meeting at Oxford County Council at 9:30 this morning.
Jesus.
Christ, it's just what a journey. It's
Yeah.
horrific. We were watching it around someone's house last
Yeah.
night, and amid about 10 minutes before the kickoff, his next door neighbour appeared. So his next door neighbour, they've got a hatch in the fence that they lift up and wedge open, basically like a human cat flap. He appeared with a bottle of raki. He just got back from Rhodes or Corfu, so he says, right, before kick-off, we're all having a raki. Oh, fucking
I
I had
mean,
a
that's
few of
excellent.
them. We had a few of them. And then he put it back in the freezer. He sent me round at half time. I just met him. So I went through the hatch. I was going through his freezer. At that point, I was pretty drunk. I came back with the bottle of Racken and ate a box of 8 Magnums. It's absolute carnage. Oh, we laughed. Everyone laughed except Elizabeth. Where did you watch it?
Well, I watched it here. There was a bit of debate in my head because I was Dad had booked his bar stool and the bar stool next to him at the bar at his local, and was taking Mum, but Mum had said, "If you want to go, I'm happy to, because I'm not that bothered."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Being that she's Irish, yeah, I'm not that bothered. So if you want to go, and I was going back and forth, and I was like, I just don't want to be surrounded by that many pub
Yeah,
football watchers. I don't. It's not for me. I'd
yeah, I
rather
know. I
live and die
know.
on the sofa here, comfy with a
Yeah,
whiskey. So I did that instead. If we had pulled it off, it's after the game, I'd suddenly be like, oh, I
yeah,
might pop up the road and celebrate with the old man. But actually
yeah.
watching it, nah.
I'll say about the kebab shop, Zorba's. Did I tell you that it's on Thursday?
I
So
mean, hold your thoughts right there. Let's have a little glimpse at the kebab shop right here and now.
Is it coming home? Is it coming home? It's coming home! It's coming home! It's coming home! It's coming home!
I don't know if I told you. So on Wednesday, there was it? No, it must have been, I don't know, Monday or Tuesday. It was Tuesday, I think, on Monday. Get the
Yeah,
text from
right.
Zorbas saying, right, Wednesday night, if England win, 50% off everything post game. So this is amazing. And Sunday night, if we win, everything's free.
Fucking
So
hell.
I was thinking, this is carnage.
That's
So
unbelievable.
we watched the game up in Emping on Wednesday night, home of a famous Squirrels victory.
Yeah.
And yeah, it got dropped off back at Zorba's. It was carnage. It was absolute carnage. And then, of course, last night, I rang up about 5 minutes after full time, pretending to be Spanish, and said, for those Spanish people celebrating, do we get a free kebab? And Zorba said, no, and put the phone down.
No, you fucking don't.
No, piss off.
If Wiggy can be bothered turning up, there's a
What, this
guy.
series or tonight?
It's the opener. It's the opener right there. Yeah, he follows somebody called What Willie Cooks on Instagram, and he ran a competition that if we won or lost, he would choose somebody that commented on his post and get them a fucking massive Chinese tonight. And he's done it. Some person in Leeds. Absolutely brilliant.
That's brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant.
Nice frivolous t-shirt to lighten the mood of a nation that's in mourning.
Where did you watch it, Phil?
I was on my sofa.
Well, we do have a lot to talk about. Well, I certainly want to hear a lot from both of you, having had a look at the very brief highlights from the game. So let's start by saying welcome to the ThighPad Podcast, a podcast where three people, each with varying amounts of body hair, talk about cricket and other stuff, mostly other stuff. We all play for the social cricket team, AC Squirrels Cricket Club. And last week we won against South Northants in what looks to be a competitive match. Philip Adams, 27, not out. Nicholas Harding, 22, runs. How was it? Talk us through it.
Game review.
What a game. Where to start? I mean, where to start? It was absolutely fucking freezing. It was blowing a gale. At 6 o'clock, it felt like the end of the world. It was like winter. It's like an eclipse. So yeah, that was pretty chilly. Yeah, we bowled first, didn't we? We bowled first. Just kept it tight, didn't we? Me aside, obviously, we bowled really well. Really well.
Still sticking to the 2 overs per person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had 2 overs per person.
Dave bowled a mate, which is quite rare in our levels of cricket.
Excellent.
Obviously,
Paul Chops was the only person in the UK that's less fit than Harry Kane. Pork Chops went off with a bad back after about 8 deliveries to be substituted, ironically, by Fozzie in an England kit.
But yeah, they didn't really. Well, they started off slow. I can't remember the score. I think after 10 overs, they were on about 50, were they?
They never got going, really. 10 overs, 49, picked it up a bit, finished on 120, but they just never got going. Everybody bowled pretty well.
To be fair, me and you contributed to their score quite well there, Limo, didn't we?
Yeah, we had 39 runs off 4 overs, so our 4 overs were over a third of a third of the score, which was
lovely.
But one of your overs went for like 2 as well, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean 9, but yeah. There was a 6 in there, but yeah. No, we bowled well, didn't we? 2 overs, 13 runs. Got a little bit of tatty. Dave House, who's in the scorebook as Houghton. Dave Houghton.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
That's not the first time, was it?
Amazing.
I have a little bit of extra information about this because Carl was talking to my dad the next day about the cricket and said, I don't think I saw either of your sons' names on the list. I don't think either of them were playing. And Dad said, one of them fucking was. And it's because he was written down as Houghton. So there we go.
Colin beat him to death with a sourdough baguette.
Well, he was too busy listening to him genuinely talk about some of the shots that your friend of mine, Philip Adams, was playing off his bowling, I believe.
Surrounded the bowling massively, 2 overs, 1 for 3. Ridiculous. Chappie, 2 overs, 2 for 11.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. It was only me and Wiggy that tried to make a game of it.
Thank goodness for you two. But then you went and spoiled it by putting on 49. So that's still a deficit of 10, isn't it?
To be fair, though, Pate was at fault for some moments. Because one of my balls, the guy hit it to Pate, or guy hit it into the outfield, which would have been my vote. And then one of the fielders threw it to Pate, and instead of just giving me the ball, he threw it over the boundary.
Yeah.
So, cheers, Pete.
He was taking advantage of the no fine system because that would have been a bigger.
Yeah. It sounds it.
They had 2 retire as well. It's they had 2 retire, and a guy should have retired, got 29, but the scorers lost count. So, I mean, to get 120 is weird. It's a bit weird, really.
Yeah, that sounds ridiculous.
Yeah. And in strolls bloody Wiggy, Viv Richards, Wiggy. I put it down to a chat with Dodge pre-game.
Yeah, saw that Dodge was there.
Yeah, he was
pretty much tips. I think you were just talking to him about how tanned his legs were, weren't you?
Unbelievable tan.
Yeah.
Really bronze shins.
Yeah, the toughest place, I've heard, to get a good bit of colour on.
Big time. Yeah, halves like Milky Bars, but his shins were absolutely superb.
Like Brown Windsor.
Brown Windsor. Wiggy comes in, 4 balls, 4 boundaries.
Back to back.
Two of them were assisted by a couple of misfields. I will slight caveat, but
Always modest.
Off Carl, yeah. I mean, to be fair to Carl, he was certainly chucking up a couple of nice chicken and mushroom pies. Chicken and mushroom pies.
Any thoughts, Phil? Cheers.
Yeah, great start. 27 from Phil. Georgie, 15. Kerms, 26 not out.
Kerms played
Lawrence
well,
Knowles. Yeah, Kerms played well, didn't he? Bowled by Harry Hill, lookalike Mark George's long lost twin, Reevy.
Limo played the classic Limo. Well, they're not even quick singles. They're like, I don't know what you call them. They're just ultra fast singles. Couple of took a few in the ribs, didn't you? As well, a couple of missed sweeps, took a few in the ribs.
Oh
God! But also hammered a few around. And I think the one where you actually got run out, your quick single was so quick you actually called the single before you hit the ball.
I lost it. Chappie, I was in with Chappie, and I just wanted to make him pant more, and I lost it. I was running it. I was running for anything, and that was one. That's a bridge too far. That's a bridge too far. So yeah, shame. I think we needed. Yeah, we needed. I think 5 off the last. I don't know, 4 overs or something. We cruised it. No, played really well, didn't we? Chappie got a 6 as well, didn't he? 12 not out. Good win.
Won the game with the 6.
Yeah.
Wow. Lovely.
I mean, what a finish.
What a finish. Man of the match, Philip Adams. And you have picked CEO Mark George to be our special guest this week, which is doubly exciting. It's not only is he a great cricketer, he's been chosen as one of the favourite cricketers by Stuart McDermott on a previous episode. Lovely ability, a very long career as a amateur cricket player.
He had a great. He was wearing a great T-shirt, underpants striped combo on Thursday, which was excellent. If there's footage of that, the internet's going down.
Might have to blur out certain aspects of it, but there was a lot of stripes there, that's for sure.
Incredible. It's incredible.
This much for nothing. We've already started this episode with Michael Chapman's nipple, so anything goes at this point.
He had some great shower gel as well. If we might have footage of that, I don't know, but
yeah.
Rock face, shower gel for men. It's tough. It's as hard as a rock's face. Made from pure Agent Orange.
He was unsure whether it was from Waitrose or Tesco. We might pick that up later, but it was absolutely superb. And we went through a few reviews of it online, and overwhelmingly, I think it's 4.9 stars. It's excellent.
It's another level, that is.
Yeah.
Absolutely another level.
Yeah, good win. Good barbecues. Lawrence and Herms, I think, on the guest spot. Lawrence.
So yeah, good standard barbecue stuff. I think pretty decent. Correct numbers of food this week. Do you think? In fact, I think there was a bit of an overflow of sausages this week, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was. Yeah, there's a slight shortage of relish. There was a lot of chat about. There was a bit of a relish incident with Magsy. Yeah, a few people were sort of dumping the buns in the fat on the barbecue and sort of getting under the drip tray, but needs must. Yeah, it's good. And the other price they've run out. There was no Sharps Atlantic Pale Ale.
Oh, sweet Lord.
That caused a stir amongst the lager
faithful.
haters. Yeah, so
Had to go for a bit of a Moretti instead.
Yep, Moretti.
Lager-based bottle.
Yeah.
Bottle-based lager.
Plenty
After
of
the non-relish, anything was welcome at that point. I think I'd have drank soy sauce. It was on the taps. Fun day, the sixes, or is that?
Oh yeah. You popped
don't
down
know much other than you were there, Phil, weren't you? You were there.
Yep, popped along to have a bit of a watch. Magsy, Kerr, Massey, Hooks, Sam Robinson,
bloody hell.
and
Guest appearance.
another George Belgrove, I think.
Belgrove,
that was our 6. Got that at 6. Yeah, they got to the final and got beat by a university cricket team from southwest Bristol or something.
What?
But Northampton Saints had a team in. A few of their players rocked up. A lot of vests on show. A lot of big arms on show. But yeah, good turnout. A lot of people there.
Nice.
Barbecue was going well. The bar was going well. Yeah, it's obviously a nice day, nice weather.
Condiments?
There was plenty of condiments.
Yeah.
Plenty of condiments.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few old Crispins boys on show. You would not know them, Adam, but you would know.
Who's down there? Big Dave Ashop?
Daz Byram. Big Daz apparently was up there at one point, but I missed him.
No way! Your hero, your HMRC hero.
Yeah, but I missed him. But there's a few of us knocking around. But yeah, no, I think it's a good turn up. So schools did well to get to the final, I think.
Maggie GB is entering the chat.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good right.
This is a beautiful working from home office background.
Yeah.
Is that one of those games behind your mum where you have to move the squares around to make it a perfect picture?
Yeah. I thought I was being artistic when I did that, but it's an absolute pain in the ass because when I open and close the door to get in and out, they kind of move around a bit and then get wonky, and it drives my OCD crazy. It's just sort of like, yeah, I wish I hadn't have done that. I'm constantly fiddling with them all now.
I mean, it looks like incredible spacing from here.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice to finally meet up with the Samsung SMX 2000 as well, you know.
Yeah.
Welcome.
It's difficult not to get starstruck at this point.
You could have a word with Wicky's picture frame arrangement and make it more uniform. That'd be great, Mark. That is all over the shop.
Yeah.
Mark, thank you very much for joining us this week. We've got some questions for you, but before we even get to that, as you will well know, because we've made it completely clear that the only person that doesn't watch episodes back is Philip Adams.
Yes.
We start each guest appearance with an introduction, and Philip Adams has your introduction here tonight. So over to you, Phil.
Okay. Tim Cook, Apple. Larry Page, Google. Alison Kirby, BT. Jenny Daly, Taylor Wimpey, Mark George, AC Squirrels Cricket Club. They are 5 of the greatest CEOs currently running those organisations in the world today. Mark George, you are quite literally at the top of the tree in this club. Without you, I don't think we'd even have a club. You are a fine cricketer and an even better tourist, and we would like to formally welcome you to the podcast.
Brilliant introduction. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here, even if it is by default, because I didn't win man of the match. I've been pretty toilet all year this year, so this is the only way I think I can ever get on.
You say that, but then we rightly challenge you when you said that on Thursday. You got 25 the week before, so you need to just keep your pecker up, son.
It's by your own high standards.
wasn't a very fluent 25. I mean,
I
when you
dream to
feel
have a
yeah,
shit 25.
It's tournament cricket,
a
Mark. It's tournament
scratchy
cricket.
25. When
Tournament cricket.
when you're in form and you can kind of feel that you're hitting the ball well and it's hitting the middle of the bat. I've never felt
No.
like that this year. We've never really got going. I didn't like all those games being called off early doors, and I missed the first one. And it's just like I feel very, I don't know what the word is, unfluent out there in the middle. It really is like looking in the mirror, Nick, with that background behind you. I mean, really, Jesus, it's uncanny.
Tell you what, bloody, I couldn't believe that you'd let this image go online, but I was really amazed at this one.
Dial it back. So, as far as I know, and I don't know anything, as is clear each and every week, was it initially your idea that Squirrels became a cricket club, or were you the only person with the know-how to make it happen from, I'm guessing, a drunken conversation in a pub somewhere?
Yeah, it was my idea. It's my idea. Yeah, it was. We were just, I think it was at a Christmas do, weirdly, or something like that. As I recall it, and my memory is not brilliant, but I think we were in the Garibaldi and we were just generally chit-chatting. Obviously, before we'd got really stuck in, so we were still, reasonably sane. And I said, yeah, we should start a cricket club because we're all kind of getting a bit old and we're going to stop football soon. Or I think it was obvious it was our last season or something like that. I don't know, but it was like football was coming to a close. And we were, obviously I knew Samson X2000 used to play and Pete used to play and Danny and a few of the others. And it was like, well, why don't we start a midweek cricket team, right? Because that's where I started playing cricket. So why not try it again? And I knew that there were some teams around that still played. Some of my old muckers played for various teams in midweek. So yeah, it was like, why not give it a go? And it all started from there.
9 years later, we find ourselves here.
Do you remember roughly what time of year? And then was it like winter and you thought, right, we're going to go this season? Or what was the sort of a timeline roughly? Do you remember?
Well, yeah, I think it was a Christmas do or something in the winter.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
It's about most of the fixtures get organised around January time because I think, people are a bit anal and really want to sort it out dead early. And I think a lot of cricket players miss cricket when it's not going on because you kind of miss the summer and whatnot. So they get stuck in early doors. So I think it was a question of trying to sort out a few fixtures for that summer during that January window. And then just turn up and start playing and work out things like subs and that as we go along.
Man of the match questions.
Mark George, I will be reading your question. Unless, Wiggy, can you see them? Do you want to read them?
No, carry on.
Cracking. I'll be reading your questions today, and we start as we always do. When was your first ever game of cricket?
So my first ever kind of official competitive game of cricket was actually Millway Middle School versus Rylands.
Oh, grudge match.
Which, local derby. When I must have been, 12 or 13. And it was organised by the PE teachers, Mr. Austin at Rylands. This bloke called Mr. Townsend at Millway, Nigel Townsend. He was an absolutely top-class fellow. I think he must have been rejected from a load of public school or got caught with his hands either in the till or somewhere where they shouldn't have been. God knows how he ended up at Millway Middle School, but he was extremely posh. and called everyone by their initials, which was jolly good fun. And I used to love being called MG. What do you think, MG? And all this kind of thing. And he was dead keen on cricket, obviously, because he was a posho. And I think he just managed to arrange this game with Rylands. It's the only ever game of competitive cricket I think I've ever heard of between schools. You know, that just
Wow.
sort of thing just didn't used to happen, especially with the teachers' strike in the 80s, and a lot of competitive sport just got knocked on the head. Anyway, yeah. So
Where'd you play? Where was it?
Where was it?
Yeah.
I think we played two. I think we played one at Millway and one at Rylands. I think it was like a home and away thing. I remember top scoring with about 12, because obviously we were kids playing on a full-size adult pitch with proper cricket. You know, there's no concession made in those days for the fact that you were kids. So it's like, yeah, full-size, but like hardly anyone could like lob it from one end to the other. And yeah, got 12, I think, and that was the highest score. So I was quite enthused by that. And then I joined the Saints. You know, we play at the Saints at Birchfield Road.
Yeah.
I joined those, and I played for them at kind of under 13, 14, 15 level. Yeah, and had a good time with them. Got some coaching, which was, you know, good for the old technique and all that. Early doors. Played with the likes of Russell Warren. Don't know whether you ever heard of him.
No way.
Played for the county for a bit.
You're wicket keeper.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And he was like by far and away the best batsman you'd ever see. He just smashed everything, just looked so easy. He smashed everyone everywhere. I think he scored like a double 100 for England under 17s or some junior England sides. And I was thinking, fucking hell, I opened a battle with someone who's gonna play for England. Like, do you know what I mean? He never really fulfilled that kind of promise, does he? He was kind of average at best county player for a few years and then kind of drifted off. Whereas we played in a final at under 15 or 14 level against I think it was probably the ONs, I think. And Mal Loy played for the opposition, and he was kind of a similar player for them. He was like head and shoulders above everybody else. And then, of course, he went on to play for, you know, the county and England, you know, and Lancashire and all that kind of thing. So did really well.
He's an umpire now, Russell Warren.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, good on it. He was a nice chap, thoroughly nice bloke, actually.
So have you ever not played cricket since then for an extended length of time, or is it something you've kept up throughout life?
Well, yeah, so there was a bit of a gap. I got a part-time job. The Saints started getting on my nerves because it was a little bit snobby, and it was who you knew and who your dad knew and all that kind of thing. So it did get on my nerves a bit. Got a part-time job, couldn't train in the week, so it's like knocked you on the head. And then didn't start again until sixth form, played midweek for East Midlands Electricity Board, and it's there that I met the Spencer boys, and they said, oh, you know, do you want a game on Saturdays? And I was like, yeah, all right. And then just started playing for them in the league, and it progressed from there. I'm not droning on too long. I don't want the fade to start music. It's like I can reminisce about old cricket tales for ages. So please just hold your hand up or something if I start wandering off topic and rambling.
What's favourite ever game of cricket you've played in?
Yeah, so I mean, it's hard to pick out any one. A, because I enjoy them all. B, because my memory's absolutely terrible. I can hardly remember any games that I played in football, cricket, or what. You know, I'm no Magsy or Nutty or Clues who remembers things that happened in 2006, like as if it was yesterday. But I do remember I did score my first century at Ecton against Earls Barton seconds, and I got about, I can't even remember what I got. It was about 120, something like that. And I shared an opening stand of 275
Wow.
with the opening bat who I used to play with a lot, Steve Faulkner, who was a great bloke. And at that time, it was a town league record for the opening partnership. Sorry, not a town league record. What's it called? The NCL record, Northants Cricket League record for the opening partnership. And we were like, wow, brilliant. We're going to be in the book and everything. And literally 2 weeks later, someone broke it.
Oh,
Literally 2 weeks later, someone got 300 or something between them. And I was like, fucking hell. Like, we could have been immortalized in one of those NCL handbooks as being, you know, you thought at least you know it for a year or two. Do you know what I mean? Like, 2 weeks, gone.
What did you do to celebrate? What happened?
The usual, few beers.
That's what we were like.
Beers after the game. There wasn't any particular.
What would have been back then? Probably Worthington's cream flow.
Oh,
yeah, 2 pints of Carlin Premier.
Caffrey's. Couple of Caffrey's to start you off.
Caffrey's, yeah.
Lovely.
Caffrey's was a big favourite in the Spencer CC ranks. I remember that. Yeah, Caffrey.
How many do you know? Because the way you said that, it sounded like you've got more than 1 ton in your time playing cricket. Do you know how many tons you've got over the years?
Yeah, my memory's not that bad. Like, it wasn't like there were hundreds of them. I got 4, so I got 3 in the league, and this is the weirdest thing, right? So after that first one, I got another one the next week.
Bloody hell!
And then,
Fluent.
And then I was out for a duck, and then I got one the week after that. So I got 3 in 4 weeks, basically, with a duck in between, which was utter madness, and then none since. But before that, I got one on tour, and I was very proud of that as well, because as you know, on tour, you're not in peak physical condition by the time you step out to play. And I got it on the Sunday as well.
Oh wow!
And you know, when you said what was your favourite game, I nearly chose this one, but you know, because it was on tour, it wasn't like a competitive match. But yeah, it was dead hot. It was very dehydrating, and it was at Twickenham Green of all places. So right in the middle of Twickenham in London, there's like well, there's a green. They call it the Green, but obviously it's quite a big park, and it's got roads all around it and that. But it's quite a historic and famous club. Like W.G. Grace played there and all that shit, and they've got like a clubhouse with like all these names up of previous sides and captains and all that on a wooden board and that, and it's proper
You're in
old
there?
school.
You'll have your photo in there, won't you? Now
You up?
you'll have your picture in there, surely.
Yeah, it's that one behind you. That's the one that hangs up there with my name underneath.
They say score runs. 3 centuries in 4 weeks. Like, what else did you do? Anything else in that time? Like buy a lottery ticket, maybe date a supermodel.
Yeah.
With
insane. Hindsight, perhaps I should have done. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It is. Yeah. I can't quite get over it myself. And then nothing. And then didn't get whatever after that. It was like one summer.
What a way to go out though.
So what year was that then, Georgie? Do you remember?
Oh no, can't remember.
Do you think the reason that you haven't got a ton on tour since is because of the pressure of having to potentially drive the minibus back on the final day? Because we know that weighs heavy.
That's done it. Yeah. You're always tense when you're thinking ahead of, you know, what could happen on the way home.
Who's your favourite ever cricketer?
Cliched as it is, yeah, I have to say you and both of them, right?
Beefy.
you can't imagine, right? Coming home from school when you're like 9 or 10 years old, and the cricket's on BBC for a start, so it's on like normal TV. There's only like 3 channels, to be honest with you, and yeah, Botham's there playing against Australia, and he's just slogging sixes. And in those days, you know, Jeffrey Boycott and all that shit, no one slogged sixes, or you know, no one scored like 100 in like an hour or so. Just didn't happen. That was just like the most amazing thing I think I've ever seen. You know, I did watch that, you know, the both of the Ashes match and that kind of thing live. I just couldn't quite believe what I was seeing, because that just didn't happen in cricket at the time. So you got to say, like, you know, as far as a hero is concerned, you know, that was my first hero.
Favorite ever ACSCC player?
This is really difficult. You know, I love every person who plays for the Squirrels and who has played, to be honest with you.
Really? Everyone?
Cracking fellas.
Okay.
If I had to pick, and I'm not going to pick one person, but some people that I really admire. Steve Carter is the first one that comes to mind, because I think he embodies. I think if you're looking at other players, you kind of look for qualities that maybe you don't feel you've got a lot of yourself, if you see what I mean. And I just like his sense of inner confidence and inner belief that he's always going to prevail, you know. And yeah, I just like that kind of thing. It reminds me very much of the guy who used to be Spencer's captain. He was kind of similar kind of bloke, just, you know, front foot forward all the time, never a backward step, believed in himself, really good. But obviously, you know, Pete's a fantastic cricketer. Really like Pete. And you know, even Magsy, right? It's I think I don't mean even as in even. I just mean Magsy. I feel like, you know, he's done really well, like, because he's not, you know, he's not been coached or anything. He's not like a classic cricketer or whatever, but he's
been dealt a poor hand, hasn't he?
You what?
He's been dealt a poor hand.
Oh, I don't know about that. But he's just improved so much from when we first started, right? He's like, there's kind of natural sporting ability there. He's made the most of his gifts. He kind of, he knows what he's good at and what he's not good at, and just, you know, plays it as he sees it. I quite, you know, you got to admire that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, I think everyone's got a quality that they bring, right?
And they're the words of a CEO. I think you talk about those people like stars of the company.
Exactly. Everyone's got a role to play.
I tell you what, the stock prices are absolutely rocketing off the back of this interview. How do you deal with the day-to-day demands of being a CEO of a social cricketing club?
Oh, it's just it's non-stop, tell you. I mean, to be serious, it did become a bit too much in the early days, because I was kind of, you know, I organised the fixtures and then did collected the money, picked the team, captained the side. It's like, you know, it really got a bit too much. And again, you know, Steve really helped me out. You know, and I think that's why I've picked him as well, because, you know, he's been a great lad at, you know, helping organise a club and do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So, you know, it's fine. Yeah, like I said, it's no effort. It's a pleasure to, you know, just
like. How often are you chatting on WhatsApp about Squirrels Cricket Club? Is it a daily thing? Are there things to sort out daily? Does it kind of run itself and everyone knows its place? Is it somewhere in between the two?
Well, like any good CEO, I delegate quite a lot of responsibility to my captains, right?
You're a good seat at your team.
My department heads. You've got to trust in their abilities. So I would say there is quite a bit of chat every day, but I wouldn't get involved in every single one of it. I just kind of let things take their course, and a conclusion emerges, and then you can go, "Yeah, I agree with that. Fair enough. Carry on, everyone."
Are you saying you've muted that WhatsApp group, Mark? Is that what you're saying?
All of my WhatsApp groups are on mute.
You own it, it doesn't own you. It's a wellness tip from a CEO.
Yeah,
I mean, this is
exactly.
turning into a Steve Bartlett episode. It's amazing. How did famous Northamptonshire League referee Rafa's cricketing skills compare to his refereeing skills? I love asking questions. I've got no idea what any of it means.
Oh, Rathers. You don't know Rathers?
Nope.
Oh, Limo knows Rathers, don't you?
Hello.
I imagine that question came from you.
You might be right.
Good guess.
Wiggo, you remember Rathers, don't you?
I know he is, yeah. I wouldn't say I know him well, but I know of him, yeah.
What was his first name?
Ian Rathbone. His brother was the drummer in indie band Manson.
I'll tell you what, that's good.
Now
I'm interested.
Yeah.
Now I'm on board.
Had a few minor hits. Wide Open Spaces being the best one.
Saw them at the Roadmender.
Indie classic.
Yeah.
I saw them at the Roadmender too. God,
supported by Audio Web. Yeah, we might have been.
Might have been at the same gig because Ian Rathbone sorted us out with some free tickets.
Nice. I wish I'd known him then.
There you go. Mind you, I don't think it was that expensive to get in. They weren't that famous for it.
I mean, it was 3 weeks pocket money for me.
Yeah,
for that much.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So Rathers turned up basically at Dallington Park when Spencer were playing and said, I want to play cricket. Can I play for you lot? Literally out of the blue. And we were kind of said to him, so have you played before? And he said, yeah. I used to open the batting for Cheshire under-17s, right? Because I think he is from Chester or somewhere around there.
Makes it.
So we were like, fucking hell, yeah, sign him up. So like we, got all his details and that, got him in the side, and then found out that was probably an exaggeration, if not a downright lie. And I think it took us about 12 years to get it out of him before he finally admitted that was bullshit. He was lying. He just wanted a game.
That's amazing. Yeah.
He just wanted to get in the team and get a game. So fair play to him.
Yeah.
We've all elaborated on our CVs. He had the hilarious habit of, when a bloke like just kind of dobs the ball down like as a forward defensive and then kind of goes, all right, if I pick it up and throw it back to the bowler, that's kind of a common courtesy kind of thing. Rappers would just run in and go, oh, like that, and just like refuse to let the batsman touch the ball, and then run in really aggressively, pick it up, give him the eyes, and then throw it back to our bowler.
Your final question. How many teammates' cars have you shat in?
Just one. Just yours, Mo.
That's wonderful.
You're special.
Yeah, after a long playing career, it is wonderful to hear I'm the only person to have been blessed with your special sauce, your end of tour gravy, if we will.
Still time.
Yeah. That kind of thing just never happens to me normally.
Mark George, thank you very much for answering your man of the match chosen representative questions of the week.
Thank you for having me.
As you'll well know, it was one of the few cricketers that I've heard of, Jimmy Anderson's last game of cricket for England potentially his last game of cricket ever. Also, last week, Nicholas Harding, who's currently seated to my left, came up with a quiz about Duckworth Lewis, which I don't know if the viewers enjoyed it, but I very much enjoyed it. So we are leaning into that. And I'm going to pass over to Nick now for a Jimmy Anderson quiz. Limo's big old quiz.
James Anderson, 188 tests, 704 wickets, economy of 2.79, and a bowling average in tests at 26.4. I've got some questions. We'll score, and the winner will get a special prize when I next see them. Okay, question 1. To all three of you, what's James Anderson's nickname?
Jimmy.
Mo, what are you saying?
The Spider.
Wig?
It's the Burnley something in it. I can't. But it's the Burnley. It's got Burnley in it somewhere.
Rick's answer is Jimmy. Point for George.
Lovely.
What? That's not a nickname.
It's just his first name.
It's his name. Ridiculous.
Question 2.
Talking about
James, or as I call him, Jimmy Anderson, or some people Burnley, some people call him the Burnley Tarantula. Right. The Northern Black Widow. He played 188 tests, which is second only to one other cricketer who played 200 tests. Name that cricketer.
This is for England.
It might be, but it's not exclusively. It could be for anyone.
Tendulkar.
Mo.
Ian Botham.
Adams.
Mauritian.
Oh, yeah.
Correct answer. The guests on fire, Sachin Tendulkar. 2 in 2.
I thought you had it then, Wigo. I thought Melissa was right when you said it. I was like, oh, him, yeah.
Question 3. This is a bit more interesting. So in 2014, James Anderson, I like to call him Jimmy, he put on a stand. He put on, at that time, I think it might still be the highest ever 10th wicket stand in a test match of 198 with Joey Root. How many runs? This was his highest test score. How many runs did Jimmy Anderson score in that innings, Philip?
71.
Moses.
27.
More.
35.
Correct answer. He has it was 81.
Ooh, bloody hell.
Anderson scored
What's an
81.
inning?
James Jimmy Anderson.
I knew the Burnley something who got 150.
James Jimmy Anderson. The Burnley Jimmy Anderson.
Lancashire Daddy Longlegs.
They call him Jimmy from Burnley. Jimmy Anderson.
Question 4. If any of you get this, frankly, well, it'd be incredible. James, some people know him as Jimmy Anderson, got his first Test wicket in 2003 against Zimbabwe. Who was the victim?
Zimbabwe.
I saw this today on Instagram. There was a post where it showed his first wicket and his 100th and his 200th. I can't.
Couldn't you be at work?
It's during an officially sanctioned break time, obviously.
It's a shit question. Anyone know?
It's someone you've never heard of.
Is it a famous Zimbabwean cricketer?
No.
Jeff Tweedy.
Jeff Tweedy, Phil?
I can only think of one. I can't remember his name. I know his first name begins with H. I can't remember what his name is. H from Steps.
H from
Robert
Steps. Mark.
Mugabe.
His answer is
Robert
Mark
Mugabe.
Vermeulen.
The Van Man.
Right, we'll keep things a bit more light. We've got two more questions. Jimmy Anderson, James to his parents, played in 10 Ashes series. How many did he win?
Ooh.
Wiggy.
10 series. I'm going to say 3.
Mom.
Maybe more than that.
I was going to say 3, so I'm going to say 4.
Moses.
I think it's pretty obvious. I'll go for your friend of mine. 5.
Correct answer is 4.
Hey, what am I?
Mom. He's in an unassailable lead with a question to go. And the question is, so since James, the 8-legged northerner Anderson, made his debut,
Jimmy,
they called it 34. If you added up the combined runs of 34 of the 40 bowlers that made their debut for England since he made his debut, he's bowled more balls than all of those bowlers combined. But that's just a fact for the fans. Question is, how many international
you're going to play
teammates...
some music halfway through this question, Mark.
I've just realised I've almost drank a bottle of red. And I'm at a low point.
The pressure of quiz mastering. I know how you feel. Usually, that sports quiz at about round 7, I'm slurring and inventing my own questions and everything, like just freestyling it. Yeah, but carry on.
The question is, in James Anderson's career as a Test cricketer, how many international teammates did he have in the Test format? Mom.
Bloody hell, in total?
Yeah, across his...
1,082. That's ridiculous. No, hang on.
Absolutely mental.
I've gone too high there, haven't I? I've gone way too high. That's a ridiculous thing to say.
Do you want to change your answer, Mum? I'm going to give you a second bite of this.
I'm sticking with 1,000. 1,082. I'm definitely right.
Sticking with it.
There or thereabouts. Even though there's probably only 800 cricketers who ever played for England. I'm going with 1,082.
Wiggy.
I'm glad it started with George. Wouldn't have a clue. I'll go for 274.
274. Moses.
194.
We're going to say it on the nose then. The correct answer, and Mo has won it, is 109.
Ooh, yeah, not many.
Just a few off, George.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's not a bad guess.
And if you times that by 10, yeah, relatively close to George.
So yeah, George 3,
Don't know what I was...
Wiggy 1, Mo 1. That concludes the Jimmy Anderson quiz.
Preview and predictions.
Previews and predictions of next week's game, which is against Blisworth at home. The away game was rained off. Last year, Blisworth got 166 for free, and we got 121 for 5. Mark Georgie got 25 not out last year. Juck got 26, and Philip Adams got 16 not out. Where are you, Phil?
Just not available.
Lovely. Okay, starting with Mom. Most runs. Who do you think's getting most runs this week against Blissworth?
Peter Walters.
Poulters. Nick
Mark George.
and Samson.
Stuart McDermott.
And I will go for Brian Pooley. Most wickets. Let's go in reverse order. So I'll go for Stuart McDermott. Wiggy.
Peter Walters.
Nicholas.
Moses Dabler.
Mark George.
Michael Chapman.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Thank you for watching at home. This has been the ThighPad podcast with me, Moses, Limo, Nick Harding, Philip Wiggy Adams, and Mark, CEO George.
Where do you get the rosettes? Just on that, like, have you done a bulk order for like the next 20 years, or do you order them season by season?
Who's your rosette man?
There's this. Yeah.
Larry Page will tell you.
It's in the Rosette district. It's down on Third, isn't it? It's like there's Rosettes Are Us. There's Rosettes Direct.
Rosettes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
they're all in the Rosette district, down on Third. You just pop down there. You pretty much got pick of your rosettes.
Oh, boys.